Today you'll be watching some of the sweets and savory for Janmashtami festival. For the edible gum laddoos, we'll take dry dates, raisins, almond and cashew grounded. We'll take grated coconut, jaggery, ghee, elaichi and any. You can take any other dry fruits of your choice. I have taken psyllium seeds also. For the preparation, we'll take edible gum and ghee, both 1 tablespoon each on a hot pan, and we'll allow the gum to pop up with the ghee. Once the ghee starts heating, the gum will start popping. You can see how it is popping. Allow it to pop completely. Once it is popped, you can transfer it to another bowl and gently crush them. Now we'll add 1 cup of grated dry coconut. Just saute them till they attain a light brown color. You can also add other nuts of your choice to this laddu. I'm adding ghee and now adding jaggery. I have taken about a 1/4 cup of jaggery here. If you have taken 1 cup of coconut, you can take about a 1/4 cup or a little more. If you want the the laddus to be very sweet, you can add more jaggery. But I prefer it mild to medium, so I've added 1/4 cup of jaggery. Adding elaichi powder here. Allow the jaggery to completely, melt into the ghee. Once it is melted, you can start adding the dry fruits. There is no particular order for adding them. About 2 tablespoons or about 2 spoons or each of the dry fruits will do. Add the crushed gum and coconut along with the psyllium seeds, as I told. It's also called as isapgol. Traditionally, this is how it is prepared. Gently mix them. Allow the fruits to be mixed with the jaggery. The laddus have to be prepared at this stage, that is when it is really hot. Otherwise, they do not take the form of the laddus. So to make that, I have a simple trick which I always follow. When it is hot, take a plastic cover and add the small amount of the mixture into the cover and start rolling them as I'm showing here. This will allow your hands to be free of burns. Otherwise, it is very hot and it is generally not possible to hold them. If you have not achieved it, then you can go ahead and add it inside again. Give a tight roll and press it gently like I have done here. You can vary the portion and the size of the laddus. I have made about a bite-sized portion, which is what I generally prefer. You can eat one in one go. That is how I like the laddus to be. You can make as many as you want. I have made a few. This made about 5 to 6 small laddus for me. You can see that the edible gum laddus with lot of dry fruits and protein rich is ready. If you are liking our channel, please do subscribe and share. Moving on to the next sweet recipe. We all know Krishna loved flattened rice from the tales. So the next recipe is from flattened rice. For this, take an empty deep bowl for mixing. I have taken about a bowl of flattened rice here. The one which is really flat. Now adding the jaggery here. For 1 cup of flattened rice, you can take about half cup of jaggery. Adding in the elaichi. I have added the coarsely crushed ones. I'm adding the dry fruits like cashews and raisins here. And now adding about a small cup of grated coconut, fresh grated coconut. Then we'll add about 2 tablespoons of ghee. You can also melt the ghee and add it here. Adding in sesame about half teaspoon. Mix them thoroughly. You can use your hands to do this. Mix it with your hand completely. If you think it is still dry, you can add a little more ghee, or you can add the freshly grated coconut, and this tastes very nice. Now we'll move on to a savory recipe, which is a quick chakkuli or muruku as it is called, for which we'll take the fried grams, about one cup, and take them in a blender and blend it to a fine powder. You can see it is blended very finely. This is what we want. Then we'll take a deep bowl, add about 4 cups of rice flour, and add 1 cup of the powdered gram flour. The proportion is like 4:1. 4 of rice and 1 of the gram flour. Then we'll take about a tablespoon of Ajwain here. Take them in between your palms and gently press them, giving a light pressure, and this gives a nice aroma. And Ajwains will break also. Then adding in the sesame seeds, about a tablespoon. Then we'll add salt. Chili powder, about a tablespoon and a half of it. While you're preparing this, you can keep a kadai with hot oil, ready, hot oil for the chaklis to be fried. I'm also adding about a tablespoon of hot oil into this mixture. Allow it to settle, and then slowly adding water. You can mix it. You can make a well in between and mix it. Meanwhile, keep the pressing mold ready along with the chakli mold as we call it. As I said, mix the dry ingredients first so that the chili powder, the salt and everything is mixed thoroughly. Since we have already added the hot oil, there is no need to add any soda or anything. That will make it crispier. Now you can make a well and add water at room temperature slowly. If you think chili powder is less, you can also add a little more at this point. Adding in water slowly. Don't want to add water at once because it can become watery and then the proportion will not match. So we'll start adding it slowly and get a crumbly consistency. Gently knead it and give a good knead. Traditionally, a lot of savories and a lot of sweets are served for the puja, and I have tried to do only a few. Hope you can enjoy and do this. Try the easy ones at home. I felt it was a little more dry, so I'm adding some more water here. Knead it properly. Kneading is also key. You can knead really well. If you want, you can add a little oil at this stage, but I did not add any. You can see it is taking a form, so it is now ready to be filled into the pressing molds. I am kneading it, it's a good thing to knead. We all have seen our moms do it, and this is how, by seeing it, you can learn. And if you're doing it for the first time, try to make a small portion initially. We'll also keep a plastic sheet like I've shown ready for the chakklis to be pressed on, and taking the mold and fixing it. Now take the prepared dough, just make a cylindrical shape out of it. You could gently grease the mold like I told. This will prevent the cylindrical thing to stick. You can fill it up completely and then press it with the other one. You can start pressing it on the plastic sheet into the concentric circles. Try to keep them as close as possible. You can make 2 to 3 ready and start adding them into hot oil one by one. Before frying, keep them ready and you can add one by one into the oil slowly. Take a pan, add the oil and keep it ready as I told, and start adding one by one. Be careful with your hands when you're dropping it. I nearly burnt my hand doing this, but please be careful when you're working with this. Also keep your face little away. Sometimes the oil can just, go all across and sprinkle. So better safe than sorry. You can allow it to turn golden brown and take them out into a tissue paper on a plate. You can make as many as you want and then keep them in the airtight container and store them for so many days. And I think it will not even last so long. It will be empty very fast. Serve them as prasad to Lord Krishna and a happy Janmashtami to one and all.